All right. So now we're going to see if this one works. I'm going to try it with just one camera. So please pop back on and let me know if that's working any better at all. At least I can get through tonight and figure out what's going on. Let me mute that. But yes, please let me know if that's any better, if you can at least hear me a little bit better. And then we can get through tonight's acrylic keychains. Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, Danny. I'm so happy. So I'll try to figure out the 2-video thing. Maybe I was trying to be a little too fancy with one of my first lives. I thought I was tech savvy enough, but apparently I'm not. So we're just going to kind of go through it like this, and I think that you guys will still get the gist even if you don't get to see my face. So I guess I'll just kind of do a quick recap on everything just in case you guys couldn't really hear much of what I said. So we're going to be working on acrylic keychain blanks. I make them into keychains. You can get badge reels. You can make them into magnets. I really like them. They're super fun and easy to do. So when you order them, they do kind of look just like this, like little cardboard, but they're not cardboard. That's just the protective paper. And then you'll need also some UV resin. I do, like I said, I specified I get the hard type just because the soft type, I haven't seen anybody use it. Hey, Allison. So I guess I've just always used the hard. If you want to try the soft, I don't know how it's going to go. You will also need a UV light if you don't have a sunny enough place to do it. If you do use the sun to cure it, it does take a little bit longer. However, living in Wyoming, we don't really get many sunny days, and even the sunny days we do get, they're very windy, so I just don't think it would work. One of the nice things about working with the UV resin is that, I had to take a little bit of a break from what I was doing, and it's still workable and doable. So, like I said, I am using my favorite glitter from CDTC. I use it on pretty much everything I can. I did make this a little bit thicker with my UV resin just because it is a little bit more translucent. So I wanted it to have a little bit more color in it, and I made it a little bit thicker, which is fine because we will put another layer of UV resin on after this layer is cured. So pretty much, if you didn't hear, I do start on the back of all of my acrylic blanks, just because I save the front piece just for vinyl, and that way it gives you a completely smooth and new surface to work with after you've done the glitter portion. And it's just kind of the way I've always done it. It just makes sense in my head. So I try to work from the middle out. Again, this is so thick that generally, if you're just pushing it a little bit, it will not go over the edges of the blank, except for right there when I threw it. But it's super easy to clean up. I do keep baby wipes on hand because it does get a little bit messy. So, I just try to make sure that that's pushed all the way to the edge, and then up here around the hole, it might be hard to see the hole on the camera. I just lightly kind of go around that hole. It doesn't need to be super thick. If you do happen to get the hole stuck with UV resin, it's pretty easy to clean it out. So just try to push that out a little bit more. I actually got this silicone. It came in a pack on Amazon. There were probably about 5 or 6 of them in there of different sizes. One of them is one of like the squeegee silicone brush that I use for water slides. And I think it was fairly inexpensive. I think it was $10 for all of them. It is silicone, so it's super easy to wipe off after we're done. and then we can just kind of keep using it for each one that we do. So now that I have my base layer of glitter on there, and I think that that's pretty much all the way to the edge. Sometimes they're a little bit tricky to pick up. I just make sure that I don't have anything running down the sides. And then my light doesn't have as long of a cord, but you can kind of see, I just stick it in there. With this particular lamp, I believe it's it's 84 watts. You do want at least, I believe, 50 for these to cure, but I like the 84, and then I do have a couple different options on mine for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 120 seconds. I usually hit it for 120 seconds for the first layer. So once that's kind of going, I do start to kind of do my little bit of cleanup. These ones are actually not baby wipes because I forgot to pick some up with my groceries. So these are actually my makeup wipes. But they do the job just fine. And they smell good. All right, I'm so glad that's working so much better. I'm so sorry for that first video, you guys. And then I always just use a fresh sheet of paper just because I don't want glitter to get on any other part of the blank where I don't want it. I also have all of my vinyl already cut for tonight, just because I didn't want that to be kind of a big thing that took a lot of the time. But I haven't weeded them or anything. With this, I do reverse weed a lot just because they are smaller. I find it a lot more simple to do it that way instead of having to recut and recut and recut. So we have about 20 more seconds left on this one. And again, this one, it says be extra, which I think a lot of us in this group can agree that is perfectly fine to be a little bit extra. And you can find acrylic keychain blanks at quite a few different places. Again, I get mine from Zindy just because they seem to have a lot of different options and shapes and sizes and everything. So I do get them from there. So once you get your first layer done, it is, I don't know if you can see that, but it's extremely rough. It just doesn't look good. It's kind of like when you do your first layer of epoxy on a tumbler. So what I do is I just get more UV resin, and I kind of just swirl it around. You can always add a little bit more. It's a little bit more difficult with these layers to make sure that you do have an even coat over it. If you don't get an even coat, it will dry with dimples in it. So a lot of the time I do have to hold it up to the light to make sure that I have gotten all of that. And I'll probably have to add some more to this one, but again, like I said, it's always good to do just a little bit first. You can always add more. And then once we do this layer on the back, this will be the last layer for this side. And then we'll work on the vinyl. So what does everyone usually listen to while they're crafting? I know this is a little bit different for me, not just being live on Facebook, but I usually always have true crime going on in the background. I'm addicted to it, so it's constantly going while I am crafting. True crime all the time. And then my son goes around and tells people that I'm obsessed with murder, and I tell him that he can't tell people that. So again, as long as you're not pushing it too hard and you don't have way too much to the edge, it's not gonna go over that. There is a little bit of a lip on these that's kind of hard to see. But you do want to make sure that you're getting as close to that lip as you possibly can. Hi, Jennifer. You're a first-time watcher, and I am a first-time liver. I really hope to do a lot more of these. I really just enjoy so many different crafts. Of course, I love tumblers. They are my favorite. I don't know what it is about them. I just love making them. My second is I love sublimation. I think you can do so much with sublimation. And like the shirt that I'm wearing today is a sublimated one. It's just super fun. I love that I can make stuff. Hey, Emily. You didn't miss much except for my first video not going as planned, but we got it fixed and we're back. So I am just cleaning the edges. I did get a little bit more on there than I wanted to. But again, I just kind of hold it up to my light source and you can kind of see where those dimples are, and I will take my silicone brush and just kind of even those dimples out. Dimples, fish eyes. I may not be the most technical term, but I know what I'm looking at. It's okay. I always say everything is fixable. As long as you're a little bit patient, you can usually figure it out. All right, so now that I have that even, I am gonna get that back under the light. And we are gonna do that for another 120 seconds. Clean off my hands, and then I can start working on the vinyl. I love doing tumblers, and I'm starting to venture out doing keychains. You know, I always used to tell myself that I was scared to do something because I am one of the personality types that if I don't get something right away, I tend to get really frustrated because things tend to come easily to me. But since I've had a child, I've noticed his personality type is the same way, and I get mad at him for it. So I'm trying to fix that myself as well. And I figured, you know, there's no reason to be scared about it. If you fail, you fail, and usually you learn something from it, and you can fix it and do better the next time. And I think a lot of us are scared because we don't see many people post failures. We only see people post the good stuff. So I guarantee you everyone has had failures. That glitter really stuck to my hands. All right. So this one is actually pretty simple. It's just a couple of hearts and the words. UV, Danny, it can be done in molds. It can't be done in the pink molds. It has to be a clear mold, because if it's not clear, then the UV light won't reach all the way around all the way around it, so then it's not going to cure all the way. But they do have tons of clear molds that you can buy as well. I haven't tried any of the super big ones. I've only tried some of the jewelry pendant ones that you can get. You can get them on Amazon. Michaels has also started selling all of the stuff to do this, as well as the lights, the resin. I haven't used the resin yet. I did have to buy it today because I forgot to order the stuff that I usually use, and I am not paying attention to what I am doing. But yeah, in the pink molds, it just won't work right. And that's what I love about this group, is that even if I do post my failures, this group is just, it's just a group of good people. I've never seen any unnecessary nastiness in this group or drama. So I feel like I can post my fails and you guys can laugh with me and not at me. Ooh, Emily, that sounds amazing. I would love that. All right, so we got our vinyl, and now that we have that, so I can tell you that one of the reasons why I leave this backing on while I'm doing that is because if you do get messy with the UV resin, it's just going to pull off with that protective sheet now instead of being on the blank. So again, I have the hardest time peeling these off. Once you actually get started, it's super easy. So I did kind of have a chunk get stuck on there, but you can kind of see just how easy that popped off from that little corner. Same with that one. I was a little heavy in the corner, but I think I got it. So let me grab my transfer tape. Like I said, I'm a messy crafter. I can't help it. I have stuff everywhere all the time. Thank goodness my boyfriend loves me. And you can probably hear my little husky whining. She doesn't like that she can't come in here. All right. So this one's pretty straightforward. There's no layering, there's no any special things you need to do. It's really just applying the vinyl now. And I may not have the best tactics when it comes to doing this stuff. I've just found what works for me, and then, you know, you can mess around and see what's kind of worked for you. That might shake you guys a little bit, I'm sorry. Yeah, see, he complains and makes comments, but then he's the one that is always building me more stuff and buying me more stuff so I can have more stuff. So these are big enough that it doesn't, I mean, just try your best to get it straight on there. It doesn't have to be super precise, especially with these kind of more, oh, see, I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I really like turquoise, so I think that's why I chose this. I don't know if it matches the glitter, but I like it. And then we go. I figured with Be Extra, you can't be any more extra than leopard print and glitter. Apparently that's the thing now. So we're just gonna stick these ones on there randomly somewhere. Make sure that those are pushed down. I try to make sure I don't have any bubbles. Which it looks like I do right there. All right. So, Emily, it's my favorite glitter from you, and I'm pretty sure I say it wrong in my head. I always call it Calliope, and I think that that's a pretty name, but I'm pretty sure it's Calliope, and I'm not really sure which one is right, and I'm going to laugh at myself if neither one of those are right, but this is like my favorite glitter ever. So once you get your vinyl on there, make sure you don't have any bubbles. You're just going to do, like on the back, another top layer of UV resin. Did I say it right the first time or the second time? But yes, if you have not bought this glitter from Emily, you need this glitter. Because on different colored bases, it is amazing. I actually think I have a tumbler over here that uses it, and I'll show you that while this is curing. Yay, I've been saying it right. All right, so again, just holding it up to the light so I can make sure and see if I have any of those dimples, make sure I've gotten it as close to the edge as I possibly can. It's possible to go back in and fix the dimples afterwards, but it's really a pain. It's just one of those things that's easier if you just do it the first time. And then I do see a couple bubbles. I actually see a random piece of glitter on there. There we go. Yes, you will, Emily. I can try, but I think I spelled it right, so go get this glitter because it's amazing. So I do see a little bit of bubbles. Some people will say don't use a torch. This is the torch I use for my tumblers. It's just a little butane torch. It works wonderfully. I don't see the need for a propane torch because this does what I need it to. I also do this with my molds, my silicone molds, even though people say not to. I get tons of bubbles when I mix because I'm just a mad woman and I stir like crazy. Just because I know my torch can get rid of them. So really, when I do this, I don't keep the torch lit. It's really just that push of everything coming out that pops those bubbles, and it doesn't even really need the heat. So really, I just take it and I just point it, turn it for just a second. And it gets rid of those bubbles without applying too much actual heat. And like I said, I do this in my silicone molds, and they're all still pretty good. So the only molds I've ruined were the ones that I've done with fast set. Fun fact, in my graduation photos. I think I remember that when you posted those. Those were really great pictures. I loved those pictures. All right, so now that we've got it, I'm just gonna double check it one more time for any dimples. We'll get it back in there. We're gonna do another 120 seconds. And then while we're waiting for that, here is the tumbler that I used that glitter on. I used it for that bottom portion, and it's actually on a, just like a regular blue base, but I just can't get over it. All right, so now I'll try to clean up some of my mess before we move on. Thank you, Emily. I'm trying to get a lot of ready to ship tumblers. And it's actually been really fun kind of focusing on ready to ship tumblers as opposed to custom tumblers, and just kind of being able to try out some new things. And again, I will get much better video and pictures next time. I think I know what I can maybe work on a little bit to kind of do it the way that it would maybe look a little bit better. But you know, it is what it is, and I think that you guys can still kind of see what's going on, so. It's got about 10 seconds left. And now you can see that is completely dry to the touch. It's not going to mess up. Completely cured. So, might be a little hard to see. And then of course you got your hole for the keychain, which I don't know if you can see that. I got a little bit of resin in there, so I'll probably just have to take my X-Acto knife and twist it out before I apply the keychain. But that's okay, that's super easy to do. So I really like the way that one turned out with the leopard print and everything. All right. Well, of course, Danny, I mean, if there's anything that you guys want to see and it's something that we can show you, I'd love to do that. I like to share my knowledge. I'm not one of those ones that doesn't like to share, and I don't have many friends that are into this kind of stuff, so most of the time when we have friends over, we play Magic the Gathering, or stuff like that. So crafting is not in my friends' nature. So that's why I love this group. So I'm gonna try this hot chocolate one next. I haven't done any of these ones tonight. I've never done. So they're all kind of new. With this one, I am going to be trying printable vinyl on it just because I've never done that. So the only bad thing was earlier when I was trying to use my print and cut, it just wouldn't work. So I cut it by hand and hopefully it looks good, but for some reason my print and cut, it wouldn't print the whole box no matter what I tried to do. So I got a little frustrated and just decided we'll try it by hand. So again, I'm going to start on the back. Oh my goodness. I always have the hardest time. I've always had short nails. I've never liked long nails on myself. I like them on other people, but I feel like I can't do anything with nails. All right. So for this one, I wanted a really pretty kind of brownish. So from one of our last boxes, this is what we're going to be using. Of course, I'd probably pronounce it wrong again. But I really love this glitter too. I think it's super pretty. Oh, I'll try that. I didn't even think about drawing my own box. That is thinking outside of the box. And if my son were here, I'd say that that was a really bad dad joke, and then he would yell at me because he thinks that saying something as a dad joke is mean. But I'm like the queen of dad jokes. And he does not like it. So again, I just mixed that with the resin itself. You can kind of see what the color is going to be like. Again, the lighter the color, the more dense you might want that base layer to be. Yeah, this is the first time that my print and cut's given me troubles. Like I see it all the time on the Cricut groups that it doesn't work right, and in the almost 2 years I've had mine, and I just have the regular Explorer, like original one, whatever it is. I've never had issues until today, and I was so frustrated. Because I do use print and cut a lot for my tumblers. Yep, it's just I bought a silicone makeup brush kit off of Amazon for like 10 bucks, and it came with also like one of the squeegee ones that you would use for water slides. They have different sizes that came in the thing. I thought it was worth the 10 bucks. I don't wear much makeup, so I knew that it was only going to be used for this, but yeah, the silicone, it just cleans off so easy that I can just keep using it. Oh yes, silhouette. I've always told myself that once my Cricut gives out, that that's going to be the next thing I get. But it's just, I like I said, I don't have the Maker or the Air 2, and I don't have the issues like I see some of the other people have. So I just haven't had a reason to break down and buy a silhouette, but it might be time. And then I'm gonna grab something. Yeah, so it came with quite a few of these. These need to be cleaned because I haven't used them in a little bit. I have some other ones. But yeah, it came with a couple different sizes. I just happen to like the size that I'm using the best. So also with my keychains, because sometimes I'll have a little bit of UV resin left over, I have also ordered, goodness, I think they're called bezel charms. These are smaller bezel charms, so they kind of have that lip inside there. And what I'll do is I'll just drop some of that resin in there, and then I'll attach it to the keychain as a matching charm. I know, I love this brown. I just want to, I want to use this glitter. I just don't have enough stuff to use glitter on. So that is why I started to use these acrylic keychains too, because, you know, I have so much glitter now that I have to use it. All right. So again, we'll just need one more. And again, I have not, oh, I should have cleaned that off. I have not done any of these before, so I'm not sure how they'll turn out. But I feel like these blanks are cheap enough that they're just fun to play around with, and if it doesn't go well, I'm sure you can still find a friend that would love whatever you made. One of the things my son likes to do is take anything we don't use, like this stuff, if I don't sell it or maybe it's not perfect, and he does like to donate that to the safe house here in our city. He has a sweet soul. He drives me nuts sometimes, but he's a sweet kid. And so sometimes we'll take these to the safe house, or even the Boys and Girls Club here in our town, and drop those off. Boys and Girls Club will give them away as raffles for good behavior and things like that, and I'm always okay with helping. Emily, I got these blanks from Zindee, Zindee, Zindee. They have, I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shapes. And they have different sizes too. I think most of these that I'm using tonight are all about 3 inches, but they also have minis at 1.5 inches, and also, I'm going to mess with that one. And then I believe they also have 2-inch ones. So you kind of have a lot of different options. The minis are always fun to pair with a matching 3-inch as like a mama keychain. Oh goodness, I put way too much on. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, I think we're good to go. Maybe. Yes, and I know 143 or 143 vinyl. It was 651 vinyl previously. I know they sell acrylic keychain blanks. Oh, I always have the hardest time picking these little charms up after I've set them down, so I'm just gonna, like a little pizza in a pizza oven. Maria, their blanks, they just have so much to choose from. It's crazy. And they're constantly adding new ones of like trending items. Everyone in that group has done keychains a lot more than me, so they are amazing. Mine are pretty simple so far, but I like to keep it simple until I can kind of learn I've seen people use water slides on these before as well. I haven't tried that. That's something I do want to try eventually. Man, this glitter is like sticking to me tonight. So let's see. Again, I'm going to use printable vinyl for this to see what it turns out like. I have some little marshmallows to go in there as well. Again, this is not a perfect cut because I was just frustrated and didn't want to keep messing with it, but I think it'll be cute. I'll probably end up giving it to my niece. All right, almost. I made a mess of this keychain. But see how easy, it's so easy to clean up that even if you mess up, you're gonna be a-okay. That's the kind of crafting I like. I definitely put way too much though. There we go. I got a little too much in the hole, had to clean it out. Oh goodness, that's just so pretty. Look at that. Oh my goodness. See, you guys, this is why I told you. Always make sure which way is the right way, because I done messed up. Apparently my back was my front, but that's okay. We can still make it work. Whoops. I just broke that. It's okay. That is okay. I'm just gonna, since it's already broke, I'm just gonna fit it around the hole a little bit better. It'll be just fine. I don't know how I'm gonna get these marshmallows. Oh, they come off pretty easy. I'm just gonna kind of place these wherever because what is hot cocoa without marshmallows? All right, so still have some in there. Probably have to drill that out a little bit, but that's okay. So this side's just going to be a little bit thicker since I put it on backwards. Yeah, once you start doing these, they get very addicting. Thanks, Tanya. Tanya, I'm sorry if I said that wrong. I read way too fast. And again, I'm just going to torch it real quick for any little bubbles. I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm the biggest fan of the printable vinyl on there, but maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe it'll grow on me. It honestly might just be easier to use buffalo plaid patterned vinyl. And again for 120 seconds. Do it, Emily. They're just so fun. I'll probably try to get one more done tonight before I jump off. I wanted to try one. Let's see. I think we're gonna do the gnome. Because I think the gnome is super cute. So let's see, what am I gonna need? And this time I will make sure that alright, so this is the front, this is the back. Double checked this time. So that's the back of our gnome and all. I don't want to start putting UV resin on it yet. If you're working on a keychain while one is curing, the light coming out of there will start curing this, the UV resin on this blank, and it makes it really hard to work with. So I don't like to start working until I'm done. With this guy, I'm actually going to try, I bought some stuff at Hobby Lobby. Let me grab it real quick. I've been seeing people making bubblegum bead keychains. So making kind of a little keychain fob of bubblegum beads. So I actually got a pack while I was at Hobby Lobby today that would match this gnome that I'm doing. I haven't ever done this part yet though, so I'm going to practice first, and I will post a picture when I'm done with this part. And if you guys want a live or a tutorial on that one, then I can do that as well. Alright, so it's cute, it's cute. Like I said, I might just use patterned vinyl instead next time. And white vinyl for the wording instead of printable. Just because, I don't know, I think I'd like it better. But sometimes my problem is I think too much. So for the gnome, I'm going to be using Johnny Appleseed. This also came in one of the monthly boxes. It's a super, super bright red. I love it. Oh, that was silly. I should have, I need to open this one. Now, I have not used this brand before. Like I said, I forgot to order my usual resin and had to go to Hobby Lobby today and get this. So, thanks, Maria. So we'll see. Oh, watch. Silly me. Oh, of course. And I will post pictures of these when we're all done, or when I'm all done with them. Generally, I just get my keychain hardware from Amazon. I like Amazon. I'm impatient, so I like it when it can be to me to the next day. But I just get my keychain hardware from there and attach it. Might need just a little bit more. All right. So, I mean, you can work with a silicone mat under this if you're smarter than me, you probably would. I've already ruined this table. This is actually my heat press table. My heat press is right to the right of me. I store it in my closet. So this little table, it's like, I think it's called a sewing table, but the ends, it's like a really small stand, I guess, when it's folded down, and that's where my heat press sets all the time, and when I want to use it, I can roll it out. But it also has two side tables that flip up, so when I need extra space, I can just flip up one of the sides and use that. So, depending on where you get your acrylic blanks from, some of them do provide a cut file for you. I know with Zindy, where I order mine, when you purchase the blank, they provide you with a cut file. So it's really easy to either use what they already have, which is what I'm doing with this one, or like with the hot chocolate one, they have a silhouette of the blank, so it's easy to actually find the dimensions and design one for yourself, which is really helpful. Oh, yeah, so the images for the keychains, honestly, like I said, the one that I'm using for the gnome, It's just the file that came with the blank. Some of them do provide that with this one. It's just that they also provide you with just a silhouette of the dimensions. So you can just design on top of that so you know whatever you're putting on there is going to fit. And it's really, really helpful. I usually design outside of Design Space, just because I find Design Space kind of hard to work in, but yeah, it's super easy. Although I will say that some of the cut files that I do get with these come with a ton of extra pieces cut that I don't think are necessary. That's okay. You can ask whenever you want. But so I kind of go through the cut file that they provide and see what I think is necessary and what I don't think is necessary. Just because if I don't have to cut it and I don't need to waste vinyl, then I don't want to. Ten seconds. When you're doing these though, sometimes 120 seconds seems like a long time. Like I already said, I'm an impatient person, so. All right, so this is the first time I've used that resin. It seemed to cure hard and all the way through. So if I would have been smart, I would have had the coupon pulled up at my Hobby Lobby before I went in, because their Wi-Fi, or not even their Wi-Fi, it's just like I don't get cell phone service in there, so I can never pull up the coupon in Hobby Lobby. And I actually went to Michael's first because Michael sells the same thing, and I just prefer Michael's if I have to buy at a craft store because they're nicer to me there. Our Hobby Lobby staff here is not the nicest. All right. Just need to fix a few spots. And another 120 seconds. So while that's going, I'm going to try to get the vinyl ready if I can remember what pieces go to what. Some of these I already have, I cut for a whole bunch of different ones today just because I didn't know how much time we'd be on here. So, where did they go? These ones are going to be really hard to do. Those are so tiny. And I know there's one more, at least, I thought. There we go. Oh, goodness. So, has anybody started Christmas decorating yet? I always like to ask. My significant other, he really just dislikes the holidays or decorating for them. So I wait just because, you know, he just he appreciates that. But my son doesn't get it so easy. I already have my Sirius XM set up to the Christmas station. And he told me the other day that he wanted to bang his head on the cement. Yes, there's that Johnny Appleseed underneath that. So pretty. Hi, Peyton. All right. So, let's see. I'm trying to think about what would be the best to start off with. Probably the beard. The beard. Where did my transfer tape go? There it is. Yeah, it is a lot of clutter. We're hoping to buy a house in the springtime, but, you know, if the perfect thing came up, we'd want to take that. So I get the clutter. I'm trying to clean some of my stuff up in here that I don't need, and it's really hard because I feel like I need it all. So as you can see, I'm not gentle when I weed. I don't have a gentle touch. So I'll try to use the same piece of transfer tape for everything. And honestly, I hate Cricut materials. I don't use their vinyl. I don't use their iron-on. But I love their transfer tape. It's the thing that I found works best for me. I have a few bubbles, but I'll get those out in a second. I feel like I'm missing two other little pieces. There we go. Yeah, our house started to feel very, very small after we both had to start working from home in the same office. Which is kind of funny because we both work for the community college here. He teaches a trade, and I actually work in outreach and workforce development with apprenticeships and trades. So we actually work a lot together even at work, but man, when we were home in the same office, it was tough. Ah. Give his little beard some accents. Now we need, I guess I could probably make this easier on myself by just I hope you're feeling better, Miss Emily. So I tried to pick a darker red to accentuate the Johnny Appleseed on the hat. I don't know if it worked, but we will see. Right, now we're gonna move on to the nose. Like I said, I'll use a piece of transfer tape a million times over before I throw it away. I'm cheap. So we're gonna stick his little nose in front of the hat. Then, let's see. I think the last thing we have on this guy, there's like little stitching that goes on his little accents on his hat. I'm going to try. I don't know if it's gonna work. Those pieces, you'll see how little they are. And I feel like since it's stitching on a hat, it doesn't matter if it's perfect. So just gives it a little bit of character. I can't get it to stick. My cough has finally gotten a lot better. For the past like 3 weeks, our household has just been hit with something, and it wasn't COVID. We did not have COVID, but okay, I need one more little piece of transfer tape. But I have had a cough for like the past 3 weeks, and it is no fun because you know it's not COVID, but then you go outside and you go to work and people don't like it very much when you're coughing. Okay, so I'm gonna just try to, these little pieces aren't wanting to come off. Yeah, you know, my son had it, I had it, my boyfriend had it. So I'm just reverse weeding this. I just pull it off of the transfer tape instead, and now those little pieces will fit a little bit better. Although we were worried for a second though, because Wyoming has been kind of a hot spot lately, so they say, and we were worried that we were gonna have to quarantine for a few weeks, and I'm so glad we didn't. I love gnomes too, Jennifer. There's just something about them. I can't get this little piece to stick. Maybe we'll try pulling it from this way. There we go. This one does have an air bubble, so I'm going to pop it and get the air out. And then we are almost done with this guy. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy. Don't be like me. Don't mess up all your other vinyl for one little bubble. It'll be fine. All right, so now 10 gardening gnomes in your backyard. That's a great thing to collect. We have a garden in our backyard. It's not the best looking, but we have about 6 raised beds that we try to do stuff with. Again, in Wyoming, it's so hard to do the whole gardening thing in Wyoming if you don't have a greenhouse. We usually start our seeds in about March and April. We got a ton of tomatoes this year. But yeah, I think if I put a garden gnome in the backyard, my dogs would probably chew it up because we can't have anything nice back there with them. I usually always find my painter's tape out back because for some reason my little husky is like addicted to painter's tape. She loves to loves to chew on it. And so if I turn my back for 1 second while I'm using it, it is out in the backyard. I see, and that's one thing. I'm really excited for a new house as well because right now our front yard, we're in a townhome, and it's a nice townhome, but we're connected to other people, and the HOA has rules that I don't like, and so I am just so excited to finally maybe have a front yard that I can do pretty stuff with and put gnomes with and annoy my husband. Oh my goodness, I just love this one. This is probably one of my new favorites, and it's so simple, but he's just so cute. All right, so we'll get him in there for 120 seconds. I'm gonna grab a few more tools. Oops, I didn't mean to throw that. So I definitely do all of my cleaning afterward. I always make a trash pile. So see if I can get some of that out of the way. And then after this guy's done, we'll go ahead and at least connect him to a chain so you can see that part. And then I think we'll be done for the night, but I always have so many more that I can get on and do. And I'd like to try to figure out that bubblegum bead. It's so cute, and I think that it would look really cute with this gnome. So once I get that figured out, I would like to show that to you guys too. So this is just a bunch of different sizes of jump rings. I do a lot of the earring molds with my leftover epoxy, so I just think it's nice to have different colors on hand. And then when I'm doing stuff with jump rings, I use just little jewelry pliers, whichever ones I happen to grab. I have a couple different ones. All right. Oh my goodness, he's so cute. Look at that guy. I don't know if you can see the little patches on his hat. So cute. All right. So I think we're just gonna go with the bigger one. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started doing like the earrings and the keychain molds with my extra epoxy, I guess I didn't know how to work a jump ring right. I always pulled apart and then pushed back forward, and I always wondered why it looked so funky. And that's because I was doing it wrong. So if you don't know, and you're like me and you don't know, you don't pull apart. What you do is you just grab it, and I know that might be hard to see. You just grab it and you actually twist sideways. And you just twist it sideways instead of, oh, that's probably really hard to see, instead of apart. Like I said, I'm 30 years old and I didn't know how to use a jump ring right. And then once you're ready to close it, of course, plenty of people add like tassels. Like I said, I have those, that charm that I did with the other one, and I can't find it now. You can add so many different things to these to kind of, whoops. It's always hard for me when I'm doing the jump rings. I feel like I always wait to do them all at the same time because I feel like it's something I need to work up to, and then once I get in the groove, I can do it really, really well. But the first couple times I start doing it every night, it's hard. All right, and then you just, honestly, you just go back to where they meet in the middle and just kind of push forward while you're moving them sideways, but don't open and close them. That is how they break. But if you just move it sideways, then it will close fully for you, and there won't be any chances of it breaking super easy. So, oh my gosh, I love that. He's so cute. That Johnny Appleseed is so pretty. All right, so I guess, are there any last minute questions? In case you didn't see this one from earlier, this was also one of the ones that we got done. Be extra. And I am okay with being extra. I never go anywhere without one of my glitter tumblers, and people at work know it. So yeah, these are, all three of these are the ones that we kind of got done. Let's see if I can hold all those up. I think they're so cute. I don't know, I'm partial to the gnome. I think it's just, but yeah, they have these in different sizes, different cut files. You can use different, I mean, you can use whatever you really want. On one of the next ones that I want to work on, and maybe I'll just jump on a quick live this weekend when I have the chance to work on some, I really want to do the shotgun shell, but I don't want to use glitter. I want to try to have maybe a few manly keychains for people to choose from. I think I'm going to have it say buck off. I'm not sure. In Wyoming, hunting is extremely popular, so I feel like if I took those to craft fairs, I might sell one or two of them. So yeah, if I have time on the live, I'll try to figure out the bubblegum bead keychain. And so I can show you guys that as well, because they're super cute. But I will take pictures of these, and if you guys have any questions, just just let me know and I will answer them. I'm one of those people, if I don't know the right answer, I won't tell you some BS. I will at least help try to find you the right answer if I don't know it. So don't be afraid to ask. We're all learning. I'm still learning. And this was super fun. I'm glad that I actually got to get on and do a live with you guys, and hopefully I'll get to do more, and I'll fix my technology issues so the next time we won't have any feedback. And if there's anything, any kind of tutorials you want to see, just let us know and we'll figure out when we can get it done for you guys. But I appreciate all of you who jumped on here tonight and talked with me. You guys made me feel so much better through all of this, and I actually wasn't as nervous as I thought I would be. So I love this group. You guys are great, and we'll talk to you later.